What is going on, guys? Monk7Mad here today with a brand new and long awaited graphics pack, and I've titled this the Ultimate Graphics Pack because every single thing in this pack is 100% brand new, guaranteed. I've built everything from scratch, not reused anything from any pack, not even my own packs. Everything is brand new, and it's just a way to thank you guys so much for getting me to 5,000, nearly 6,000 subscribers. I mean, that's phenomenal, and I can't thank you guys enough. Nobody has any idea how much it really means to me, and it's very, very, very important to me. So thank you guys so much for the support and for following in and I guess commenting and enjoying the videos. In the pack, first of all, I ask that you please don't redistribute anything. I would like this to be a content only pack, exclusive to my channel. I don't want to be seeing it all in other packs, because I don't know about you guys, but the amount of packs I've now seen which are just virtually a copy and paste of one another, it just really, I don't want this stuff to become like that. I really don't. I want my stuff to be brand new every time, fresh, so you guys get something decent, as opposed to simply the same fire textures, smoke textures, spark textures. It's all just so similar these days, and I try to be quite different, and I put a lot of time and effort in to make sure that that happens, and I'd rather it not end up like the other packs. If it does get redistributed and stuff like that, I will find out and I will pull the links. That's how serious I am about it. I really don't want to see this stuff. If I have to, I'll put it on sale. You know, it's going to stop some people. I'd like to give this away for free though, without having to worry about that sort of stuff. So anyway, despite that, let's just get on with seeing what's in the pack. I've broken it down into quite a few bits and pieces. So first of all, there's two links in the description, a V1 and a V2. They're both the same pack, just from two different websites. V1 is Mediafire, V2 is Mega, and you'll get a file which is M7M Premium Pack 3-4-5K. Within you've got a Cinema 4D file and a Photoshop file, or folder I should say. Within the Photoshop folder, we've actually got another folder which contains pre-made background fillers. So these are just some quick bits I've chucked together for you to use as sort of like a background overlay in your pieces and your backgrounds when you want to make something you don't have an idea what to put in the background. They're quite nice. Most of the content though is within the Photoshop graphic pack. Before I go anywhere, in my links file there's actually links to my social media, and also a link to Photoshop CS2 full version, which is fully legal. It's officially from Adobe themselves. It's just a link so people can find it quicker rather than have to keep searching. So you don't even have to miss out on most of the content, should you not have things like Photoshop. So within the pack we have all this content, and before I go and do the Cinema 4D previews, I'll just do the Photoshop bit first. I'm not going to go through everything here because there's quite a bit of stuff. But all you need to know are a few bits and pieces. So there's some mixed gradients, and next to those there's also things like the scale, if I've changed it slightly to get the effect on the screen. And there, this are some basic ones. We've got some useful 2D shapes. These can actually be really handy for making logos as well. So I just thought I'd put them in there. It's a bit of a variety really. Then we've got some layer styles. And we've got 5 screens at the bottom here which just show you how to quickly save the styles and find them again. It's basically a case of find the layer with the FX on it, double click on it, click new style on the right when the pop-up turns up, give it a name, click OK, then go to the styles tab and you'll see it at the bottom. That's all it basically indicates. But they're all separated into their own little subfolders. I pen drew some company logos, some which are very common, like the Facebook and Twitter and the YouTube ones, but I've made ones for things like the Logic Nation, or Logic Network should I say, Creative Originate, Aporia Customs, Your Customs, Selfie, Carbon Made. They're all listed with their destination where they came from. They're all split up into rows as well, but they're quite useful to get hold of, and not all of them are very common. We've got some colour corrections. Actually I won't bother going through that, there's no point. But there's some color corrections in there. Then we've got some renders, and there's a useful style and an uncommon style. In the uncommon, you'll get sort of pre-made stuff with a black background, things like a treasure chest. This cog one, if you want to remove the background, I've also put in a cog selection so at the top you don't lose anything if you do the screen effect, blend mode. Then we got a platform, screws, lantern, bacteria, and I'm sure the one most people are going to enjoy, toxic toxins. This took 20 minutes to render for all the sub polygons within the displacement, but it's quite nice, really nice actually. I'm sure it'll be put to good use. Quite a bit of this stuff I actually took off my packs that I'm making for my store. Well, not most of it, but off some of them anyway. There's still some really good content that's going to be on the store. In the useful styles, I got a breakdown of things like bacteria, chains, bike chains, virus, which is 2 viruses that I made, a pipe, entity 1 and 2. The entity basically being a piece which you can put into logos, sort of like an inset. I'll demo that in a later video. Things like electric wire and just a standard wire. So they can just be simply moved from one document to another. I can guarantee somebody's going to ask this, so I'll cover this now. How do you get stuff from one pack to another? Because some people say the stuff is locked or they can't move it. Well, several things you've got to check. First of all, if you're trying to copy, make sure that the selector tool, the move tool, has got auto select on and layer, so it actually chooses the layer. If not, just go to the right here and then you can right click, duplicate layer, and then it says duplicate as the name and then give it the document. So at the moment we're in the Ultimate Graphic pack, which will say copy to the same pack. If you want it as another one, drop down arrow and click on, if you've got one open you want it to be in, then you can click the title of that and click OK. Also, one last thing to check is to make sure it's not actually locked, which I'll only do with background preview boxes to darken things. And basically just make sure the visibility is turned on, and you can click the padlock button there to unlock it should you feel that it's obscuring something you're trying to do. And then we've got some custom particles, so I went into After Effects and Cinema 4D in an attempt to make my own particles. Some of them turned out really nice, some of them are more spacey like. Quite a few of these were actually made in Cinema 4D using the sky thing, except for this one which was After Effects, which I really like. So there's that. Then there's some flares. I'm not going to bother going through them because there's a few in there. Some textures. There's quite a lot of textures in there, which I made from scratch. Some of them are seriously cool, but to actually get a proper view on them, turn the rules off, and then you can just sort of scroll through, turning visibility off and getting a good look. I mean, there's some varied stuff, really nice stuff though, and yeah, it's different, it's new. And last but not least, custom logos, which again they've got a preview on them, so you can look at the number and you can enable it and turn that view off. So if you wanted L3, oh, there you go. Oh, actually that's L2. That's L3. So if you actually looked on the preview, you can see L3 here. These are for, I've put a little usage thing on there, so you can use them in whatever way you want. But I don't want you to sell them. If you want to use them for things like personal uses, that's fine, go ahead. If you want to use it for commercial, you can do, but I just ask that you message me just so I know. But that's about it really. So that's that. And for the Cinema 4D side, it's a little bit less than the Photoshop side, but I did put some good content in there. So I've got some objects. Some of these you will have seen in the renders before. So we've got some tentacles, bike chains, screw chains, water pipe, lantern without the light, and a virus. And we've also got some materials. and these materials are based mostly off of the demand for the ones from my Synergy background. So we've got the volcanic rock, which I use, the rust, which I use, the lava types, which I use, and just some other common ones that I quite enjoy, including the virus texture. Then last but not least, the one I'm sure most of you are going to enjoy the most is the actual setups. Two setups. So one is this setup here with the rocket, which is the moon. You can place your logo on the moon. And the other one is the actual on-surface view. So it's like this, and you can just put your logo straight in the middle and render it out, and you can sort of end up making stuff like the one on my portfolio, like the Obey one here. Same sort of project file, just a slight variation. That's about it. So yeah, so that's the pack, guys. Hope you enjoy the pack. Don't forget to rate the video if you like the content. You know, it's just a good way to show people whether it's worth downloading or not. And don't forget to check out my social media, so Facebook and Twitter. I now have those both open. I'm starting to use them more. Don't forget to check out the shop, because there'll be some awesome stuff coming out there. My social media will actually be every so often putting out things like discount codes of quite substantial amounts, like a minimum of 50% off, etc. But I don't tend to charge much for some stuff. It's just more for the time and buying myself a drink, if nothing else. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to check out the rest of my videos on my channel. Hopefully you're prepared to stick around and find out some more tutorials, including how I make my sceneries, which is the next video. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy, and as always, take care.
Living in the vastness of outer space.